Hello, YouTube! I am Pinstar, and this is Transport Fever 2 Strategy and Tactics, Episode 17? Let's go with that. So, in our last episode, we did some upgrading, some surveilling, some expansion, but we have a bit more to do. And one thing I did notice that was a problem was our little hybrid line here, the Shona Steam Wheeler. Now, I said before I was going to do this off screen, but I decided on a fix that would be relatively quick rather than doing major surgery to the line. And that is, we're going to upgrade the Shona once again. We are going to upgrade and replace. We're actually going to bite the bullet and get rid of some of these Bavarian passenger cars. So, we are going to give the Shona the Bied engine, upgrading to my new favorite one here. And since the six-wheeler is the only real thing available, passenger-wise, we're going to give you a couple six-wheelers. That 3 of them will bring us up to a 42 capacity, which is around what we had before, and that's about as many passengers as we needed. And now for the goods, the boxcars, the spiffier boxcars, since we've got the spiffier engine, will hold the that. Now, if you remember correctly, we are only working with 120 meter long stations here, so these should do nicely, and this will give us a much nicer capacity for bread back and forth. So that should make this whole line worth it. Let me borrow a few more bucks. Oops. Nope, 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 nope. Oh, hold on. Not messing with the track. Not here. There we go. That's better. So now we can hold 24 more bread and more passengers, which should do nicely because at the moment the bread's getting a little overloaded here. So we could use the higher bread capacity. Right then, that takes care of that for the time being. Now back to Mimicon, our main bit of attention here. So for Mimicon, we're getting to the point where our ooh, you just pulled in. Ooh, are you gonna stick around for? Yeah, you're waiting on the steel. You know what, my friend? Why don't you just go off? You've got plenty. Mimicon machine delivery. You don't need to be full, my friend. Off you go. Because honestly speaking, 109 of 112, that's good enough for me, and I'm not going to begrudge a couple of open slots with the amount of cash that you're about to dish out here. Now we are looking at our steel production here. See, look at that, 203, 204. It's cranking it out, and this train just left. So I do think we've got a little bit more upgrading in our future. But that being said, there is, yes, I know, trams are in need of upgrades and of replacements. We should do a big machinery vehicle audit to replace some of our older ones. Let me, you know what? Let's do that. Let's not put it off for too long. Let's do that. I'm gonna sort by very bad. We got plenty of very bads. So let's see about that. So the Cameron Comrade, the Larissa Streamliner, and Train 1 are all Borsates, which they don't make anymore. And while we don't want to go too crazy upgrading the trains themselves, I do think what would be a smart idea is the Pruss. How long is those? The Pruss sticks around. Pruss is only going to be around for 10 more years, and we want the Pruss because the Bavarian cars play nicely with the Pruss, that 50 mile an hour limit here. So let's just replace you with the Pruss. That's all. Keep the cars the same unless you're clearly way under. But now that will solve that particular problem. The St. Michael, the Larissa stream. Now here we might want to add a few more cars because you're full. Now see, let's go to the Larissa Streamliner here. You just left. How many people did you leave behind? 6. So we don't actually need to grow the number of cars because by replacing you with a faster engine, you will be hitting your stops faster and therefore be moving more passengers. But yes, a Prusse is correct for you. Boop. And then we go back to our vehicles. Train 1, JC City to Boydburg. So are you in the same predicament? Yeah, you just left 5 people behind, which is fine. And then how many people in Boydburg want to go back to JC City? 34. Okay, so yes, you're definitely overdue for an upgrade, but you don't necessarily need to have more cars piled onto you. So we will upgrade you, Bruce, and we will upgrade you to a loan, and then upgrade you to the Bruce. That's more like it. So that takes care of all of our aging trains. Now, all our aging trams, on the other hand, well, the fact that they're very bad condition is problematic because they generate lots and lots of emissions. And lots of emissions for a town, for the trams, is a really, really bad thing because that will start tanking ratings here. So we are going to want to start doing something about that. And these two aren't so bad. We may want to upgrade these to some of the others. Oh yeah, the Fugezi Footheller. We upgraded you to the Prusse before, but looks like you've aged a bit more. But you're doing fine for what you need to do. And then yeah, the rest of these are just the trams. All right, so I'm not going to bore you with the details of the tram upgrades. So I'll see you guys on the flip side. Okay, so one of the things we did is I upgraded the trams here in New Jetstream City to the higher degree ones, but I noticed something unsettling. We have this stretch of road here that needs to be upgraded to medium, otherwise it's going to slow things down. Now we could pay 1.6 million here, or we could make it go another route. We could actually make it go this route right here by just adding some tram lines here and then ripping up the tram lines here. This would definitely be, or we could make it go down. We could make it do this over here. The problem with that becomes that we are needlessly exposing more residentials to the noise. Granted, we're exposing some residentials to the noise here anyway, so yeah. You know what? I think we're going to go down this way. There we go. On this little bit right here. That's better. And then we will just uproot you so you don't accidentally think you need to go that way. And that actually makes it almost equally straight route. Now this tram 19, what's your condition? Very bad. Alright, you need to be upgraded too. You're going to get replaced to the Shisht. I also think I need one additional tram for the residential main line here. So I think I'm going to buy a brand new one. Make sure you get set to high maintenance and you are New Jetstream local res. Off you go. Okay, that should take care of that. Are we missing any others? Yes, we are. Okay, I'll be back with the others. Okay, so JC City local is a problem here, but I think we may need to, now that JC City has grown a bit, consider repositioning the stop. So let's take a look at our reach here. Yeah, see, we're missing some things here. You grab this, but you're missing some things here. So we need to reach out and touch more people here, more locations. If we were to go out to like this, that would actually catch everybody. Now this does send us barreling down the middle of some residentials, but you know what? Honestly, there's not really much getting around that right now. So we're gonna go ahead and catenary you up. Also, are you? Do we need to make you bigger? Is the question. Ha ha ha! So it is already set to a medium, so which means we don't need to pay out the wazoo. Yeah, wine. See, now here's the problem. We're missing out on some of them, and if we go over here, we miss out on some of you. So this is just an awkwardly shaped thing here. We might actually need to keep both of these stops. But having one thing service those two is going to be a little bit awkward. So I have a plan. So first things first, you are going to get upgraded to the high test one. Now that's gonna normally that would be way too much, but I have a plan. JC City, where are you, my friends? JC City local, add station. There you go. So we want the crescent. Actually, let's reorder you. No, not. I don't want you as stock number 2. Stop it. Nope. Game. Thank you. See, now that makes a lot more sense as far as UEs go. And because this thing travels so quickly and has such a high capacity compared to the number of passengers that JC City puts out, it can handle that kind of load by itself. So I'm content with that. All right, back to a fast forward as we fix up the last of the very bads. I feel bad for you, Fujezi, but you got the Bavarian passenger cars and you're rocking them. Let's take a look at our throughput. How many people are waiting at this moment? 47 already. Okay. And how many people are waiting for you? 48. Yeah, see, that's the thing. You got the right capacity, and we don't need too much more. And putting a beefier engine on you would just... yeah, so I think, Fujezi, we're gonna push some more life out of you, at least until Melanopolis grows enough for you to need the higher passenger capacity. We got some. I know we got some more life in you. Okay, more upgrading. All right, last but not least, we've got a Mountain Aurelius here. I am happy with the layout that we have here, but I'm not happy with the capacity. I think we're going to do another JC City Gambit, where Mount Aurelius, we've got Mount Aurelius, Common Res, add station, like that. And then you, my friend, Mount Aurelius, Res, you are going to go away. And then the root will go away. So now the Com is the Grand Pumbaa here, which then gets the upgrade and the loan. Yeah. There we go. Now let's check for speed here, because I think we're in trouble with one of these. Ooh, we're in trouble with two of these. This whole middle section down here is stupidly expensive. Okay, so the solution to that's not going to cost us $4 million to just scooch everything a smidgen meter is we're going to get some tracks. Get some catenaries going. That's big, that's big, that's still down there, that's big, that's big. We're going to uproot you, uproot you, uproot you. Nope, not that. And then we just need to knock you out. And put you here at the very edge. It's a little out of the way, but it's better than dropping 4 million on a local route. And I want it. It will probably do this faster than it would being stuck at 20 going down the middle. I mean, I could run some tests on that, but that seems needlessly fiddly. And yeah, that's all of our very bads, with the exception of the Fujezi Foothiller. But you know what? They built that ruggedly. It'll be fine. Someone still is not too happy about us. What is the matter? What is the matter, you? Did not connect all stations. Why? Like, why? What do you mean you can't connect all stations? Am I missing something up here? No, I got this, and I got all this. Got this, and I got the stuff at the station on it. So I don't know what your deal is, game. That's Albert Road. What's your problem? Yeah, you still can't find your way to Albert Road. What am I missing? Oh, I bet you some of this was not electrified. Tannery, yes. Yeah, there we go. That part was that old school part that I built a long time ago was not electrified back when I built it, so it needed the electricity. So now you're good now. Just make sure you're set up logically. Mount Aurelia sidings to King Street. Actually, hang on. King Street, add station. Mount Aurelia sidings, Albert Road, and then repeat. That is the more logical setup for that one tram. Okay. All right. Now let's turn our attention to Mimicon proper. All right. So Mimicon, our steel production is I don't want to say a problem. Or rather, it's the kind of problem you want to have. We're producing too much steel. So we got to do something about that. And I was looking at one other problem. So pretty soon, especially with these iron trains doing their thing, We're going to need to start turning these into bridges. Bridges over are the routes that are going north-south here. These are the arterial ones, with the iron trains being the ones that should have the extra hauling power to get over a bridge. But as it stands right now, we would need 2 separate bridges. That means 2 ups and 2 downs, and that means extra slowness. It would be so much more economical and so much better if we only had to deal with 1 bridge. So one thing I'm not too happy about is this little sideline right here. I think I'm going to go with my original idea of sending it up this way around Mimicon. The machine delivery line, that is. At the same time, that gives us a perfect excuse to double up our track here. Also, let's give this train an upgrade at the very least. What are you? You're a Pruss. You have way more important tasks to do than that of a Pruss, but ooh. Can we afford to upgrade you at this point? Because our loan's looking a little spicy right about now. I would love to upgrade you, but we only have 4.6 million available cash right now. And if we did something like a Biad with a bunch of higher tech flat car with side stakes, yeah, we're already less capacity by the full replace, even if it go a little bit faster. So I think our correct move here is to let some time pass and also pay back that loan. We'll let our things do their thing a little bit more effectively here. So I will see you guys on the flip side. And just like that, we've got the money that we need. We can do our thing. And actually, yeah, you just pulled into the station here. So now we can upgrade you. So we're going to actually, you know, the other thing is, since we're doubling up the track, we might not need to upgrade you if we just add another train that's a little on the cheaper side. I'm okay with that solution as well. So let's do that, shall we? No to catenary, because we're not ready for electric trains yet. I'm just going to splinter you off like this. And actually, yeah, now that you're leaving the station, we can get you onto the correct track here. And just do our little parallel gambit here. Not too close to the city, so we're good in that front. Yeah, I think 2 cheap trains, while we're still allowed to buy the cheaper tech, is going to be the smarter move here, with steel anyway. We might eventually upgrade those to the bigger ones once the steel starts flowing a little bit faster, but since we're doing more rail capacity than anything else, then we'll be good. Now, here's the good bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to clip this little thing here. No buildings have built off of it yet, so we're good. We are going to splinter off this side. Yeah, I want to do, 92 is a good splinters speed. We are going to eat into this mountain a little bit, but what we're going to do here is we're going to merge into you. And then what you are going to do, my friend, I know, people are going to be mad at me. Do we have anyone stuck on the... Oh, you're perfect. You're in the, is that the steel? Yeah, that's the steel one. So that's still fine. That's fine. As long as nobody's on this part, we're good. So what we're going to do with this track is we're going to turn you into the other side parallel. We're going to smash this stuff up because we're going to turn you into a bridge. that. Do a lot of surgery here. Alright, so we're going to bring you up here. Bring you all the way up here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to just smash this little side route. This will become our new side route. So we're still keeping the same main idea, it's just executing it a bit differently. Like so. Now, we are going to need to do a little switcheroony up here. We're going to need to plug JC City into this line down here, up into this topper. Because now we've flipped which platform our lines are going to be using. This one's going to be using the different one, and are you? Yeah, you're heading back on the wrong here. So our two trains are basically taking the wrong routes at the moment. We could give them a little crisscross action here, just temporarily, to let them get onto the correct tracks. Yeah, why don't we do that? It'll make our life so much easier. Because you need to be on this side of the track. And you need to be on this side of the track. And then we can just nix those so we don't need needless signals. Now let's actually fix the routes to make sure they know what platforms to use. Yeah, I know Mimicon Iron Delivery is... So Mimicon to Malainopolis, the passenger line. Malainopolis Central, you're going to use platform 1. Just like that. And then the Malainopolis to JC City, you are going to use platform, not 2? Yes, 2. That is the one we want you to use. Because the other one doesn't really count as much. And then for this one, Mimicon Machine Delivery, and Malainopolis, using Terminal 2. Yes, we want you using Terminal 2. That is correct. We want you on that side. Let's replace our signals. Perfect. And then, yes, I know, Mimicon Iron Delivery, we blew out the crosswing connection there and need to repair that. So repair it we shall. And actually, let's repair it with something a little bit better. Because this is a little too curvy for my tastes. We're gonna back you the heck off here. Also, we're gonna need some one-way signals for our new line here. Lots of building here, but it's going to be worth it. Now, if you had caught my bridge building video here, this is how we do it. We start the cursor next to where we want to start our bridge, which is right about here. And then we back it off just enough so that it pops away from the road, because we don't have it there. We hit the period key 4 times, and that lets us make our apex bridge. And we can actually tell it to start sinking here a little bit more. That should be good. That's more expensive. Doesn't seem to affect the speeds. Oh, actually, it does affect the speeds. So we'll go Iron Bridge, since we have that tech. And now down this way, we hit the comma key to just basically tell it to dive as quickly as possible. Now, you on the other. So this looks like we're hooking up. This is going to be the left-hand side here. So we'll plug you left to left. And again, hitting that comma key to tell you to go back down to the ground, at least until you hit the ground. You don't want it to keep going and like bury itself, because then that would defeat the purpose. Yeah. The comma and the period key are what you use to manually force height changes with your things here, but you generally don't want to use them unless you're building a bridge. Otherwise, you want the game to do it's basically find the best, least terrain manipulating route here. And actually, what would be better is if we started a track next to you. Yeah, that works. Because then that just parallels itself. Oops. And that's not correct. This can be a little tricky sometimes to build. Alright, well, if this thing's becoming a pain in the butt, it shall be destroyed. I will not tolerate such insolence. Perfect. We don't really care about this road anyway, because it doesn't go to another town. The game gets kind of mad at you if you sever a road that goes to another town, but that's not the case for this one. There. Now we have a single bridge. We don't have to worry about all that. And now we can just smash up this whole old line right here. You can keep those signals there because they're still useful just for keeping the one-way piece. But the cross signals are no longer needed. And it does make sense to smash up the track because that costs you upkeep over time, and since we are not going to be using that line, we don't want to pay the upkeep. Simple as that. Alright, speaking of signals, let's get some one-way signals here to enforce proper directions. Oh yeah, and we can also get rid of the multi-directional signals here. Why are you Rubicon machine delivery? Yeah. Oh, I see. Hang on. We'll get you. We're just gonna do one track crossing here. There. So you can cross the tracks here. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. And then what we'll do here for you is we will make sure that we're enforcing one ways here, but then on here we do that, because that's just going to be one train going back and forth. That should get everybody up and running. Nope. The Zafira Zephyr is now in trouble. You're not the Zafira Zephyr. You're train number 6. No, they're on the same route? Wait a minute. No, you're not. Oh, they're having a Mexican standoff. Even though I... There. Will that tell you to... Alright, so the Zavira Zephyr is on the correct line